Hi, um, guys. This is our lesson 5 of statistics and probability. Okay, so in the last lesson, we have learned how to put data into a frequency distribution diagram. Frequency distribution table. This time, we're going to see how could we display data in a histogram. Okay, so what do we mean by histogram? Histogram is like a bar chart. Okay, a lot of bars, but actually there are some special requirements for the histogram. Okay, there are three requirements. First, all bars are are the same width. Okay, so the width must be the same. All right, so you see the width here. Here's the width must be the same. All right, and the horizontal axis should use an even scale. That means, okay, if that's 1, the other is 2, and then must be 3. Okay, you can't jump from 1, 2, and 4. All right, so it must be an even scale. All right, the vertical axis for frequency. Okay, so basically it shows you, uh, in this case, it's the age of the cars. So you see, to interpret this data, you can see there are 4 cars, which is 1 year old, right? And the the most common age for the cars is 5 years old, right? So right here, because at 5, okay, the frequency is about 8, so that means there are 8 cars which are 5 years old, right? Okay, so that's how we read from a histogram. Okay, so in this video we are going to show you how to um, construct a histogram from the data. All right, okay, let's say, okay, so if there's a table about the age of the cars in the car park. Okay, so for each age, there's a number of cars of frequency. Okay, so for 1 year old car, there are 2 cars. For 2 year old cars, there are 4. Okay, and etc. Right, so you can see. Right, so how could we put that into a histogram? Okay, first you need to draw the vertical axis, which shows the frequency. All right, so which shows the frequency. All right, and also you need to have a horizontal axis, which shows the age, which is the data. So we always show the data on the horizontal axis. Okay, of course the numbers you need to line up better like this. Okay, so the scale must be even. So they must be evenly spaced. Okay, so and then according to the data, then you can um, draw the bar. For example, for car with 1 year old, which is a 1 year old, there are 2 cars. Alright, so all you need to draw is draw a bar with height 2 units. Okay, right here. So how about the car of 2 years old, which has 4? So you draw a bar with height 4. That's it. Okay, then you draw all the cars accordingly, and you got the histogram. Okay, make sure you when you draw the histogram, the first bar should be right here. Okay, should be um, one one unit away from the vertical axis. Don't draw the bar like this. Don't draw the bar just in con in contact with that vertical axis. Okay, you need to leave some space for between the first bar and the vertical axis. Okay. Okay, let's do another one. The table below shows the number of goals scored by a soccer team throughout the season. Alright, so here you see there are a number of goals. Okay, so there are some matches with 0 goal, with no score. There are 5 matches like this. Okay, and 5 soccer team like this. Okay, Alright, so that's 7 soccer teams score only 1 goal and 7 score 2. Alright, so here's the data. Okay, so you need to represent the data into a histogram. How could we draw it? Let me show you once. Okay, first you need to draw the horizontal axis. Okay, so what kinds of data we have? 0. So where's 0? Okay, so you need to remember that when you draw the bar, you need to draw the bar which is 1 unit away from the vertical axis. Okay, so you better draw the vertical axis first and then you decide where should you put the first bar, right? Okay, so and for the frequency bar, the highest number is 7, right? The highest frequency is 7. So for the vertical axis, you only extend it to 7 units. I think that will do it. All right. Okay. So that's frequency. Okay. And that's number of goals. Number of goals. Right. Okay. So for the frequency, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Right. So for team which score no goals, there are 5 teams. All right. So the first bar should have a height of 5. Okay. Let's draw the bar. So the first bar should be here. Okay. So then the next question, where should we put that 0? Okay. So remember the first bar should be 1 unit away from the vertical axis. Okay. And second question, where should we put that 0? Okay. So remember when we put the number of data, when we put the data, it should be at the middle part of the bar. Okay, the bottom of the bar. Okay, so I will put the number here, so it's 0. That means 0 goal. You have 5 teams, and teams score 1 goal. You got 7 of them. All right. Okay, another one, which is 7. Okay, and here you see. Oh, redraw it. So 7 of them. Another one is 2 girls. There are another 7 of them. Okay, remember there should be no gap between the data. Okay, and another one, so another 7, 3 girls, another 7. Oh, I used the wrong color. Let me change it. Okay, that's 3, and another one, which is 4. Again, another 7. Okay, so all have the same height of the bar. 4, and the last one, which is 5 goals 1 season. There are 5 teams. So 5 teams like this. That's it. Okay, so that's a histogram of this data. All right. Okay, so it's not difficult, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's see this one. Okay, so for this one, again, it's about hours of play sport. Okay, number of hours sport play per week by a group of year 9 students. Okay, so some students play only 1 hour. Okay, per week. Oh, that's too less, right? That's too little for sports. Okay, So there are 3 students who play sports for only 1 hour. And for 2 hours, there are 8 students. 3 hours, there are 10 students. Okay, and so on. Okay, so first you need to understand the meaning of the data. Alright, so, and then you are going to construct the histogram. You need to decide the vertical axis. How long is the vertical axis? What's the quantity represented by the vertical axis? Also the horizontal axis, how long should it be? And also you need to decide what data you should put on the horizontal axis, right? Okay, so let me give you some time to try this. Remember, the question is also in the handouts. Okay, if you don't have it now, you could download it from the OneNotes. All right. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time to do it. All right. Okay, so here's how the graph looks like. Okay, and you need to remember to write the data over here, and don't forget to label the axis as well. Here's the hours played. Okay, hours played weekly. All right. Okay, so let's see here. So the hours play, you should write at the middle part of each bar. So that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's how it looks like. Up to 16, 7 hours play. That's it. Okay, and sometimes you might want to write a title right here, like, okay, so this graph shows the number of hours play, sport play by year 9 students. Okay, so, okay, possibly need to use a small font. Number of sports per week. Okay, so here's the title of the histogram. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go to another one. So this is about how could we use histogram to calculate statistical measures. We could use the histogram to find all the statistical measure for us. The common measures are mean, median, and mode. We can always use these measures to find them. Alright, so let's see this one. Okay, so by looking at the histogram, you can always convert all the data in the histogram into what we call a frequency distribution table, right? So this one is what we call a frequency distribution table. So that's what you need to do. You need to convert them into frequency distribution table. Okay, in that table, you need to write down each data and its frequency. For example, for this one, okay, it's about age of senior band students. Alright, ages of all students in our school senior band. Okay, so how about their ages? So some of them are 12 years old. So for 12 years old, there are 2 two band members who are 12 years old, and for 13 years old, there are four band members. Okay, so can you see that? You need to bring all the data from that histogram to this frequency distribution table. Okay, after that, you can find fx. Still remember fx? That means you use frequency to times each data. Why do we need to get that? Okay, the purpose is to calculate the mean. Okay, and also you need to find the total frequency. And the total frequency of all the data, it just means the number of data. Alright? Okay. So let's see how could we find mean, median, and mode. Let's find the easiest one. Which one would be the easiest? Should be mode, right? So for mode, which should be the most most frequent data, the most popular data. Okay, the most popular data should be age 16 because there are 8 of them. Okay, there are 8 of them who are 16 years old, right? So the mode is the most popular data, which is 16-year-old. All right, the first one. And how about the second one? Let's find mean. Okay, for mean, we've already got, that's the original formula, but if we got a frequency distribution table, we change that formula a little bit, like this. You can use the sum of all the data divided by number of data. Alright, so that will give you the answer. Okay, so the answer will be 15.03. So that means the mean age of the senior bands is 15.03. Okay, so how about the medium? Alright, so let's see. So medium should be the middle data, right? Okay, so where is the middle data? Okay, so you need to look for, that's 30, so the middle should be between around 15 and 16, right? So the position or the location or position of the median is 30 minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so that's 15.5. So 15.5, that means the position is between 15 and 16, right? So median is the 15th data plus 16th data divided by 2. Okay, so where is the 15th data? Okay, let's see. Okay, so when you add, that's 2 to 4, that's 6 of them. So from 12 to 13, that's 6 of them. Okay, so if you add them, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 4 plus 6 is 10. So 10 plus this one is 14, and 14 plus 8 is 22. Okay, so we need to find 15th and 16th. So that means they should be around here, right? It should be around 16 because up to 15 there are only 14 students. So you need to find the 15th and 16th students. So both of them are of age 16. All right. So you got both of them of age 16. So that's 16. All right. So the mean, so the mode is 16, mean is 15.5, and medium is also 16. All right. So you could see that the so-called what we call the central measure for central tendency for mean, median, mode. They are very similar in this case. They are very consistent, what we say. Okay, let's have a look for the next one. So you are going to do the similar things. You are going to find the mean, median, mode of the data. Okay, so do you see the table? Do you see the histogram? That's our question 5. Okay, so I might give you some time. First, you need to convert this histogram into a frequency distribution table. Okay, then we're going to, from that table, we're going to find the mean, median, and mode, right? Okay, let me give you some time. Okay, here's what you should have. All right. Okay, so check your answer. Okay, so you see that's from that distribution table. Okay, we got the data column, which is called score. Okay, you got 7 different score. Okay, and then you got the frequency table, which is representing um, the number of data for each score, right? Okay, and then you multiply that frequency with the score, and you add them up, becomes the total sum of all data. Also, you add all the frequencies together, you got the number of data. Okay, so how could we find the mean? So let's do mode first. Mode will be the easiest. Okay, you can find mode from both the histogram or from the table. Alright, from the histogram, you see the highest bar will be 10, right? So the mode should be what? 10 or 4. Okay, always looking for the, you should always look for the data, not the frequency of data, to answer the mode. So for the data, it should be 4 because that's score 4. You got 10 such score, right? So 10 is the frequency of that's data 4, which is the highest. But when you answer mode, you need to answer that's as a data, so which is 4. Okay, and how about mean? Okay, means all about applying formula. Okay, so again, I'm going to use this. So it's 4. Okay, so there are 34 data. The total sum of data is 136. So when you divide them, it becomes 4. Okay, and the most difficult one could be median. So remember, median is the middle data. So it's halfway of the all data in ascending order. Okay, so let's see, now the data is in ascending order. Score 1, 2, 3, 4 is already ascending order, but you need to find the middle data. Okay, how could we find the middle data? Is first of all, you need to find the location or the position of that data. Location of the median, let's say. Okay, should be there are 34 data. Okay, again, so it's 17.5. Okay, so because that's 0.5, so that means the data should be, the median should be 17th data plus 18th data divided by 2. So where is 17? Where is 18? So you need to accumulate the frequency right here. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So remember, you need to accumulate up to 17. Right? So, and the 12. So 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 plus 10 is 22. Okay, you already passed that 17. Okay, so both 17 and 18 will be 10. All right, so the median will be both 10. Add together, got it. so it should be score 10. For the medium, good. Okay, here I made a mistake, alright. Actually, both 17th and 18th data should be 4, not 10. Okay, so I don't want to redo the whole video, so just be careful. And later I'm going to correct this in the quick notes as well. Shift a little bit, create more big room. Okay, so the last question is this one. Okay, so again, this one's about score, whatever score it is. So you need to find the medium, mean, and mode. Okay, again, I'm going to give you some time to find it. Okay, and let's track the answer after that. Okay. Okay, so if you've got your answer, let's track. Okay, so here's the table. So you need that table, and after you got the table, remember to add all the frequencies, all the fx. All right, and then you got the mean and you got the mode, which is quite easy. Right, mode should be 5. Okay, got you right. Okay, and medium would be more difficult. Okay, medium now there are 36 data, so we got the location as 18.5. That means between 18th and 19th data, right? So you need to find 18th and 19th data divided by 2. Okay, where's 19th data? So you need to add all the frequencies. You need to accumulate all the frequencies until you pass 18 and 19, right? So 1 plus 3 is 4, 8. Okay, you still got a way to go. So 13, 8 plus 5. Okay, and that's 27. Okay, so we need 18th and 19th. Okay, so up to 5 is only 13. So it must pass 5. So it should, sorry, so up to 4, up to score 4 is only 13, right? So up to 5 is now accumulate to 27. So that means both 18th and 19th is score 5, right? So you got score 5. Both 18th data and 19th data 5. Okay, so medium is 5. All right. Okay, so conclusion: mode is 5, medium is 5, and means 4.83 again. So the data, the 3 statistics about the central tendencies are quite close. So you could say they are consistent, but not as consistent as the last one, right? Okay. So let's see. Oh, sorry. Before I finish, I should correct something. Okay, there's a mistake. So yes, I got it. Okay, last time when we say you accumulate to, sorry, for the last one, it should be 17 to 18. 17 to 18 should be fourth data. Sorry about this. It should be fourth. Okay, so I got confused with that's 10. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I need to correct that. Okay. So that's 4. Sorry about this. Sometimes I do make mistake. All right. Okay. So that will be it. Okay, the last one is correct, so there's no problem with the last one. Okay, so let's have a quick review what we have learned. Okay, today we've learned histogram. For histogram, remember you got to draw bars which are of the same width, and also you got vertical scale as frequency, horizontal scale as data, with evenly spaced setting. All right, and to construct a histogram, you always need to put data into a distribution table first. Okay, like this one, then you know how to sketch it. Okay, and there's some exercise about this. And if they give you the histogram and they ask you to find mean, median, mode, you can always convert them into a frequency distribution table, and from that table you can find the mean, median, and mode. Alright, okay, and today's homework is practice 5. Alright, okay, so there will be a homework. So there are a few questions here. Okay, so yeah, you might try some of them. Okay, and if you got any questions, you got any problems, please leave your answer. You can write your answer in the collaboration space in OneNote. Also, please, after you finish your homework, send your homework to our homework folder. Okay, so let's see you next time.